All right, sweet. We're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live podcast here. We got two snowboarders from Whistler here, Chris Ayers and Andreas Schubert.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, thank you guys for joining in. How you guys doing? Chris, what's up with that crazy getup? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm under strict quarantine at the moment. I've been hearing a lot of crazy news flying around on the interweb. And so I'm just staying safe for myself and also making sure that I don't spread any germs through YouTube out to the rest of the world. So just
nice, man. Well, you look like you're ready for a scuba dive / ice bath adventure.
With the snowboard. Yeah.
Can we combine that, snowboarding and scuba diving? Would that work?
Yeah, dog. Straight in there. James Bond would be able to do it. That's for sure.
Nice. Woo! And Andreas, how you been doing? What do you got? What are you sipping on there? Some nice iced tea?
Some coffee. Yeah. Coffee, yeah. No, nice. Man, just hanging in there, keeping it real. I wish I had a Scuba Steve mask to go along with Chris's, but nah, just hanging in there and yeah, staying safe at home.
Yeah, I can imagine, Chris, you making eye contact with somebody at the grocery store in that getup.
yeah, no, dude, when I go out in public, it's even worse. I'm in a full bubble boy outfit, just going around the aisles, taking people out. It's like Strutter, if anyone's seen Strutter.
Ultimate inside joke right there. But yeah, a giant bubble to just cruise around in would be perfect.
Giant meters wide.
Well, it's 4 meters wide too, so it mandates a social distancing by just knocking people out the way. So
amazing.
I'd recommend it.
Cool. Perfect. Well, I thought I would check in with you guys and see, just how you've been doing through the quarantine times. I know that we can't do much, but I know that, some hikes, some short hikes, not too far out. And also for me, I've just been doing tons of stretching, trying to get limbered up for when snowboarding comes back. But yeah, Andreas, what have you been doing? We went for a hike a few weeks ago, but yeah, what have you been doing quarantine wise just for the snowboard prep?
Oh man, well, I've been honing my skills, focusing, using my meditative state, focusing in on the void and trying to, decipher exactly where my snowboardology sessions are going to lead me. No, man, I've been doing a lot of hiking. Me and Chris go out with Dot quite a bit, so that's good because Chris is probably the only other person that I see actually at the moment since this whole quarantine thing started. We went out for a little bit of a snowboard hike where we hiked up a service access road and then just snowboarded down it with Dot, but it was pretty chill. Pretty chill. And the snow wasn't amazing. It was kind of wet and slow, but we made the most out of it. So it was pretty fun.
Oh,
it was
awesome.
Fun. That was the main thing. It was a ton of fun.
So you guys hiked with your snowboards? No snowshoes?
No, we just walked up in snowboard boots. We just boot packed it. And then we hiked for maybe an hour and a half. And then just, rode back down the service road. And Dot ran behind us like a mad dog and did a great job. And I got a little bit of footage of it, and she definitely makes the footage. It's all the novelty of Dot chasing us. It's really good.
Amazing. Was that enough of a fix, that short snowboard?
I don't know if anything's enough of a fix, Kevin, but you just got to sit here and Jones. That's what makes snowboarding amazing, is that you could never have enough of it. There could just be they could have it open 24/7 here, and I would just ride at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I would still be snowboarding.
Yo, we could.
It's actually disappointing to me because in Japan they have the 24-hour resort, and he's like, man, we gotta lay down the law to these councilmen here. We're the people. We want 24/7 snowboarding, night snowboarding, water parks, the whole shebang-a-bang.
Yeah, I guess. Well, apparently Japan just closed. Niseko closes. I believe. I think they closed yesterday. Officially, Niseko was the last resort holding out. So I think everywhere in Japan is closed now. But we can do 24-hour riding. I think Grouse on their opening day they have a 24-hour snowboard session. So we can do that. That'd be like a good way to come back.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. I'd love to go do one of those.
Dude, you just blew my mind that they just closed Niseko. That's crazy. But yeah, awesome for them. Still getting a shred.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Yeah, Tim over in Japan, he definitely made the most of it. He flew as soon as he saw things were shutting down. He just got on a plane, went straight out to Niseko, and yeah, he's been snowboarding the last month, but I think it's shut down now. But yeah, once Gross opens, that'd be cool. What's 24-hour session? Could you pull that off? Could you pull off snowboarding for 24 hours straight?
I think I could do it. Yeah. I think you got to bring lots of snacks and lots of, lots of beverages to keep you, liquefied. But I think that, yeah, you could totally do it. I've got the endurance to do it.
Nice.
Some taurine suppositories probably help.
Taurine, yeah, get some, a few taurine blasts.
Yeah.
Nice. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the live chat as well, taking a look at the questions too as we go along. I'll definitely hit you guys up. Oh, we got a message coming in from Narav too. So let's see what he says. If Narav is messaging me during a live chat, it must be important.
I think he was congratulating Bo on 1,000 subscribers, maybe.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Congratulations to Bo on 1,000 subscribers. What's going on with that?
Congrats, Bo.
Yeah, I saw Bo and TJ were doing a live chat. So yeah, shout out to those guys. And yeah, hope those guys are doing well down in Denver. But yeah, we're checking out everyone on the live. Can you guys see the live chat questions, or I can read off a few?
Yeah, you're our proxy to the live chat. We got nothing.
Okay, cool. Let's do one for now, but we'll definitely hit up some more of your questions in a little bit. But Jonathan Nichols with a super chat from Barrie, Ontario says, "Love you guys, Andreas. Your uncle runs an awesome shop here. Hashtag Gates and Boards."
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's the family-owned shop by my uncle, and I actually used to work there back in the day. That was like one of my first jobs.
Oh, wow. So that's in Barrie, Ontario, Gates and Boards?
Yeah, it's on Bayfield Street, and they sell skis and snowboards, and they're only open in the wintertime. But yeah, they're like one of the, higher end boutiques of Barrie.
Oh, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So did you would commute from where you lived up to Barrie to work there?
No, there were portions of that time where I lived with my dad, and my dad lived in Barrie. So
sick.
Yeah, I'd be only like 10 minutes away from the store. So I would walk over there. And actually, one of my favorite retail stories is on my opening day, or like my first shift, a customer asked me a question that I didn't know the answer to. So I went to go and run to get my uncle, who was upstairs. And in front of the customers, I ran up the stairs and fell down them.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. We're good."
How old were you then?
Like 16, maybe 15.
Yeah. Those are the days. You're like clumsy, just clunking around.
Yeah, and you're not good socially yet.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I think when I was 16, I was working at Radio Shack. That was such a terrible job. So boring. At least you're
awesome.
At least you're dealing with exciting products. I think when I was working at Radio Shack, I'm sure all those products are extinct now. Those sound like MP3 players and mini discs.
Even at the time, they were probably obsolete. They were like 2 or 3 generations behind what was out.
Yeah, exactly. Chris, do you have any?
I imagine you in like a weird 80s movie where you're like deconstructing like a short circuit robot or something like that, and using parts from Radio Shack to rebuild him.
Definitely, yeah. I had a customer, they asked the difference, what's the difference between this cable and the cable that has the gold connector? And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's the 25th anniversary gold edition. That's why that cable's gold." It's like
Gold is always better.
gold is, oh yeah, it's got to be better, right? Chris, you have any old jobs that you miss or reminisce about, or have any stories? I know you worked at Rogers Video. That's a classic.
Yeah, Canadian Video Store. But my first main job was working at Subway, and
Oh,
I was like 17 at the time. You know, we'd do crazy things like give our buddies like free double meat and double cheese, like all that wacky stuff. But yeah, one night we after we closed up, I think I was 18 at the time because we were gonna go out into town and have a few drinks. So we closed up at 10. I invite all my buddies around, and we're not doing anything illegal, but we're playing Pantera on the stereo, like super loud, just
yeah.
metal, just blasting out of Subway. And then we're like cleaning up, and like as we're mopping, my buddies are sliding across the tiled floor like 20 feet at a time. So not super professional, but not illegal. But then like a friend of the owner walked by, and we got in a little bit of doo-doo for that one. I mean, you got like the whole front of the business is window space, so like we're just a magnet on the street that we were on, with the lights blaring, music going crazy, and a bunch of young rapscallions getting up to no good.
Getting up to no good and stuffed full of double meat and cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, and then the other time I got in trouble there is I try to get, well, we would always like try to one up each other with eating the chilies at Subway, and I think we were up to like, you had to eat 20 something, and my one buddy decided to do it, and he ate them. I was, yeah, it's the jalapenos, and then he started to like choke. So I got him some milk in a staff cup, and then I got busted for using a staff cup for my buddy, not giving him 22 jalapenos. That's fine. But using that staff cup.
But that staff cup.
Imagine using this.
Like, I'm loving picturing you as a sandwich artisan, you know?
Very much so.
A graduate of Subway University.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sandwich repair.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. You can take that diploma and then you fold it up into a wrap and then throw it in the bin.
Nice. What else have you guys been getting up to while in quarantine here? Like, one thing I've been doing is looking over some 2021 snowboard gear, like boards, bindings, and things like that. Have you guys had a chance to check out any of the 2021 gear?
Yeah, totally, man. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm excited about. Yeah, definitely. I think we were talking about the last time, all that like core channeling stuff that they're doing, where they're making like 3D bases on the bottom of snowboards that have like channels for snow in powder conditions. So like Burton, for example, has got some like powder boards coming out in their family tree lineup that have like 5 channels for different snow displacement. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Do you think that's going to take off, or is that going to just be like a fad? You know, the funny thing about these like kinds of fads that come and go is that, you know, right before they come out, everyone's excited and there's all that anticipation. And then like a fad will last like, you know, three months or a season, and then you never hear of it again. So
it'll be in 5 years' time. 5 years down the road, we'll see someone with that board. And then we'll be like, oh, wow, that board. And the dude's there. He's like, swears by it. He's like, yeah, man, I love this technology. It's so good. I can't believe they stopped doing it. And I think that's how it might end up. But
yeah, until then, we'll just look like Dingus is grabbing the latest, greatest technology. But maybe it'll take off, or maybe it'll just be one of those things that comes and goes. But we'll have to wait and find out.
The industry always needs some type of new hype mechanism, right? It's either, you know, the fact that they're bringing back old school shapes. We've seen a lot of like boutique-esque shapes recently in the last few years. You know, before that, it was the big rocker camber controversy. You know, when rocker first came out, it was all the craze. And then, there was like a revert back to camber. And now most boards use some type of hybridization of the two. And I think that now they've sort of moved on even further in their marketing to be like, okay, well, what else can we do to, you know, make our boards stand out? So you see boards, for example, like the Super DOA last season that had like major core channeling that looked really unique. We started to see things like the 3D Fish by Burton. So I think that, like, you know, all of this stuff is sort of going to start moving forward into the next, you know, major genre of what would you call it? Like a craze.
Yeah.
Or like, what do you call those things? Not a craze, but
like a trend.
a trend. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the trend. And it's not like Burton's the first to do it. There's been a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. Like Yes has had that, you know, 3D powder hull, for example. You know, Battalion obviously was the first ones to start with a triple base technology. A whole bunch of brands have sort of a core profiling or like a base profiling. Like Jones has that mellow, what do they call it? Mellow spoon technology.
3D contour.
Yeah, 3D contours. So I think that, like, that's the you know, the next sort of trend that the market's sort of playing with at the moment.
Nice. Yeah. Recently I've been looking through the 2021 catalogs and been checking out some of the Capita snowboards. I'm definitely been pretty intrigued by the spring break boards. A few of them look pretty nice. And the one thing I'm appreciating is some of the boards that have a top sheet that almost looks like, you know, like a piece of art. They've put in some effort into the design. So some of the spring break boards, they got some funky like geometrical shapes happening on the top sheet. Also the Kazoo board by Capita looks pretty funky. The top sheet graphic, it at the end just looks like art. I feel like there's some, you know, like there's so many boards out there and there's lots to choose from, but you might as well get a board that has, like, you know, that looks like a piece of art while you're riding it, because they're out there. So it's that's been pretty, I think my next boards for next season, definitely going to try to choose boards that have that artistic appeal. Have you guys been stoked on any top sheets or any previous boards that you've ridden?
Well, I know. Oh, sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
I was gonna say my first was my second ever board, that Sapient PNB1. That was all kind of like graffiti street art going on, and it was just like a lot of just wackiness, colors, crazy lines, stuff like that. I really like that one. Is just like an intro. It's a bit of a kind of punk, bright and colorful, and you go around, you get a lot of looks for that for sure. So that always feels good, warms my heart inside.
Yeah, that board, I remember it was a standout. And even back in whenever that board came out, like in 2006, I can remember seeing it in the snowboard shops, seeing it around town. And then you had one. So yeah, that's definitely a standout. And then there's other standout boards too, like the Capita DOA, like people always talk about that, the cool top sheet that it has. Andreas, is there one on your mind?
Oh, there's a few, man. Like historically, there was like a Burton one that they did that was entirely in pen, like in ballpoint pen, and they made this giant skull drawing with blue pen. So it was like a giant blue skull that they then photographed and used as the top sheet. And it was some Russian artist, and I think it was for the Burton twin at the time. But yeah, at the time it was heralded as being the most expensive board graphic ever commissioned, because they commissioned this guy who was like a famous Russian, like, you know, artist. And I think it cost them something like 60 or 70 grand to get the graphic.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty cool. But no, I'm excited about a few of them next year. I mean, graphic wise alone, the DOA next season looks super cool. It sort of is going with the same trend as this year, but I think they're doing like an offset red and black. So that's pretty dope.
Yep.
And then they're also making just something to like bring back Japan. Their K2 is making a Niseko Simple Pleasures. So it's like a special edition Simple Pleasures board, but it's like the Niseko top sheet. So I think that's pretty special. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
And then I just saw next year's Yes Hybrid. Yeah,
nice.
the Yes Hybrid's a pretty dope board. And I actually rode a bunch of, or I test rode that board a bunch at the end of the season. And yeah, super impressed by that board.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Somebody's asking in the comments too. Highland Cow wants to know, how many boards are you guys gonna buy for next season? Any ideas on how many boards you guys are planning on picking up?
I guess that depends on the sales and the prices and what even happens over the next few months. But I would say depend like going in. I think
Like
I need
ideal situation, like, you know, if
three,
somebody were just to
three
say,
boards.
you know, here's how much money do you need? Here's a check for this many boards. Like what would be your ideal setup?
Probably like a Gentem powder board,
Nice.
super DOA.
Nice.
Because I do love that 3D core profiling, and yeah, it just looks like an awesome board, especially good for like bigger people like myself. It's got good feedback. And then lastly, I don't know, maybe I'll get a snurfer. How about
that? Nice. So 3 boards for the season. That's that's enough.
that? Never. No. 10. Well, yeah, that depends too. If I get like a Comor hookup for demos, or if yeah, we got to ride some other boards around and too, and I'm sure we'll get to demo and get to ride each other's boards, so that definitely helps. But I'd say like if I could, minimum would be like seven boards. I think would make me a modicum of happiness,
Nice.
and then more from there, of course.
I can see myself going for maybe 6 boards, like 3 park type boards, like freestyle boards, and then 3 powder all mountain boards, and just to have like 3 of each. So on any given day, whether it's a pow day or a park day, being able to grab one of the 3, take it out. Because this past season was great for riding the Orca and the Headspace, but I kind of miss not being able to ride just some different boards and get that comparison. But yeah, it's like, yeah, you kind of get locked into one board sometimes and you get hooked on it, which I definitely did this season. But then I regret not being able to ride just a more variety to get that different feel. And especially in powder.
Here in Whistler, we got loads of like amazing tree runs. They're tied, lots of like heavier powder, and so certain boards are really good in that. And I was loving the Drone Storm Chaser. That's, you know, really it's got the swelltail, it's fast turning, it's perfect in those conditions. But then once you leave that and you go to other types of snow, other types of riding conditions, altitudes, then you do notice the limitations of these like specific boards, which fit perfectly in Whistler, but then not in somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. Like taking a POW board that might be fine here in Whistler, you take it to Japan and you're in a different story altogether.
Yep.
Yeah, Japan needs that extra surface area for sure. You know, you could easily ride like a 175 board there on some of those deep, like meter deep snow days, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Andreas, how many boards do you want to have? I know that you're not a big park rider, but would you would your quiver include a park board next season if you could grab 4 or 5 boards?
Yeah, you know, it's always fun to have a park board regardless because they tend to be softer. So I like having like a nice soft flexi board, you know, kind of like a skate banana, for example. They're just really fun, like especially at the end of the season when things are nice and slushy. You can really auger them around through the snow. You can really manhandle them and get them into the turns that you want and sort of like just ply them around whichever way. So it can be really fun to have a nice soft, like pliable board. Ultimately, I think really I'm looking for like a board that's really good for carving, and then I'm usually looking for a board that's really good for powder as well. So I don't know. I think usually I'm looking for 2 or 3 different boards. I would like to have something that's more surfy and playful for like trees. So like a flat cambered snowboard, for example, which is very much like the Mind Expander. Or I'd like to have something that's more camber dominant for, you know, groomer days or days where it's more hard pack, something like an Optimistic by Yes. And then, you know, something like the LibTech Orca is a perfect example of a great all mountain category board. that thing will do a little bit of everything. You can rail a hard carving turn on that board, and you can take it into the trees and the powder, and it still works really well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. Next year they're making a split stick or an opsta split stick. It's an optimistic, the S optimistic, but they're making a split board version of it. So it's called the opta split stick or split stimit. I can't remember exactly, but it's one of those play on words.
Wow, that's like some marketing genius right there, where you can't even. It's like, oh, excuse me, sir, I'm looking for the oplic stick. It's like, what? Never mind. Just give me the mind expander.
Yeah, but it looks pretty cool, man. So I don't know. I want to get. I wouldn't mind having an optimistic in general in my quiver. But the nice thing about the position that I'm in is that I work at a shop where I can demo multiple different boards. So this year I was hardly on one thing for too long. I was always trying out different stuff. So I was stoked on that.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, lots to choose from. Yeah, I've been wanting to more get onto mind expander, possibly as one of the POW boards. Have the Orca, maybe something that's more camber dominant, like a Kazu, and maybe one of the spring break boards. So just to have that variety of different boards that are all similar purpose, but all that have a completely different feel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have another question here too from Tim Lee from Canada. Thanks for the support. Tim says, talking about these expensive boards, how do you store them in the summer? Standing up, leaning on the wall, or flat down the floor? Good question. Yeah. How do you guys store your snowboard gear? Chris, how do you store your stuff? You've got a lot of space over there. How do you store it?
Just take off the bindings, make sure there's not, or at least loosen them. You want to make sure there's no pressure on especially over for a long time, and then just stick it on the rack. There's a lot of snowboards here, so just find some space, make sure they're not going to get too interfered with by the elements. The area, I'm sorry, it doesn't have a lot of damp. It's pretty humid here as well, so just put on a thick coat of wax, leave them somewhere drying out of changing elements, and go have a little siesta.
Nice. Yeah. Have you guys have had any issues with storing gear over the summer, coming back to it in the fall to get ready, and you've noticed something's gone wrong because of poor storage?
I would say you just never want to store any of your gear weighted. So you don't want to take a cambered snowboard, for example, and put it on the ground flat and then put a bunch of other stuff on top of it, because you'll flex out the snowboard over time. You'll take that board out next year and it won't have anywhere near as much pop. And then, the humidity thing is a big one. I tell people it's best to store your snowboard in your house, in your home. And that way it's not outside. You're not having, different humidities affecting the wood, because the boards are still made out of wood. And then, ultimately it's a good thing to have a coat of wax on them. So I put a big old coat of wax on and I don't scrape it off. And I tend to store my boards vertically. So that way they're not experiencing too much strain or pressure.
Is there any certain type of wax? Should you use a warm weather wax, all weather wax?
It doesn't matter as long as it's sealed.
Cool.
Yeah, whatever you got, I guess. And I guess also with bindings, like a few years ago, I had a friend, when we worked in snowboard school, we would have lockers that we could store our snowboard gear in over the summer. And he had left his bindings unstrapped all summer long. And so then when he went to do up his bindings for the first day of winter, there was a weak point in his binding strap and the ladder, or I guess it was on the strap side. But I remember the first run, his binding just snapped, the strap just snapped right off because of that weak point. So I would say definitely make sure you do up your straps, making sure they're nice and tight, to keep the form of the straps.
It wasn't possibly sabotaged by a jaded ex-lover or something.
Yeah, actually that makes more sense. He was a guy that was into a lot of trouble in that field. So maybe that he had jilted somebody over the summer and
they snuck in there,
Yep.
just weakened it just enough. So it still kind of worked, but then as soon as you put pressure on it, boom.
Yeah, definitely.
Solved it.
Yeah, so that was the end of his day, I believe. I can't quite remember. It was a while ago, but yeah, his an angry ex-girlfriend got him with that. But then I would also say, like, do up your boots, because even your boots can like lose their shape a little bit. So like I've got my boots done up in the background, and make sure you get all your stuff really dried out as well. Do you guys is all your guys' gear all dried out? I guess you guys were out the other day, but
yeah, it's all pretty dry. I mean, it's been nice weather here too. A good tip with the boots that I like to do in the summer as well is I wear them to bed the whole summer, every night. And then when I come back in the winter, they're perfectly molded to my feet as well. So it's a good tip to bring through, just especially if you can get a good 8 hours in them overnight, then you'll notice that next winter.
Nice. Yeah.
I heard hot tubbing in your boots is the best way to, form your shape to them.
Hot tubbing in your outerwear to check for waterproofing is good too.
Oh yeah, that's another one there. I don't know where I saw it. I just know I saw it somewhere.
Yeah. It's a good test, but then you smell like chlorine for the rest of the winter. That's the one trade-off.
You smell mildly of chlorine.
I guess, yeah, it could be worse. The smell of chlorine isn't too bad. Yeah, sweet. Oh yeah, Andreas, I was gonna ask you, remember when I had those 32 Team 2 boots and they were just absolutely destroying my feet, and I asked you to like wear them around Comore and try to break them in for me? How crazy was that? What was the deal with those boots? Do you remember?
Man, it was so funny. Like, that was such a hilarious story, because the whole time that I was wearing them, I'm like, that Kevin, he's such a wuss. Like, he can't break in his own boots. Like, la la la. Like, I'll show him.
Yeah.
And I wore those boots done up for about half an hour with like no problem, and they were fine. And I'm like, yeah, these are fine. I don't know what he was complaining about. And then after the half an hour point, my heels went like full blown numb, like completely numb. And then I went to take the boot off, and when I took my foot out and stepped down on the ground, I like almost fell over because I couldn't feel my foot. It was so weird.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, like, I had heard other people like say that kind of thing before, like, oh, my heel keeps going numb. But I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, this never happened to me. But then that happened to me.
Yeah, I think that should be a new I think snowboard boot companies, there could be like a performance rating. You know how they have like the softness, like stiffness rating. There should also be like, like comfort to performance, like a scale. One is comfort, 10 is performance. And like, for me, those boots, they just felt like they're purely made for performance. So it's like, you're going to get amazing performance out of those boots, but you're also going to be in agony.
I just feel like they were like for someone with a really narrow ankle pocket. If you had really narrow ankles, that would be a great boot for you.
Yeah. Or if you just like, or if you were just like, no, I want supreme heel hold. Like,
I think that like boot companies go through like stages of different development, where they go through, things being more comfortable so they can, access the market. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, these are really comfy. And then people always demand like tighter heel pockets for performance. And so then they make their heel pockets tighter and tighter until you get to a boot like that one, for example, that has a super tight heel pocket. And even with molding, I could not get that thing to be comfortable.
Yeah, that just reminded me the last live chat I did, somebody was mentioning they got 32 Team 2s and they're really hurting their feet. So yeah, I was recently reminded of that. But yeah, you tried to help me out, but then I don't know what I did with those boots. I think I gave them to the Goodwill or something, but somebody out there has those pain traps.
Hopefully they have narrow heels, very small ankles.
They're ruining you. They're like, why did I get those?
They cost $8. Damn it.
They're cursed.
And they ruined my year.
Well, hopefully it was somebody with like, yeah, who just had size 8 feet and they went for a size 10 boot.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of that one day. Okay, we got another question somebody threw out, or it's more of a comment. Justin New Noise says, yo dudes, just want to say that I started snowboarding really late, 37, after years of skating and surfing. And all 3 of your channels are what I watch to stay completely psyched. Love you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. Yeah, it's amazing to hear that. Yeah, so good. And Daniel Z. Oh, Daniel Z was the one with the team twos. He says, I'm still having pressure points on my team twos. It's hard to break in. Dang. Yeah. Maybe that could be the scale, how easy they are to break in, because yeah, I don't know. Not every boot breaks in just as easy. I feel some just take longer.
Yeah, some of them take a long time. Burton used to do those infinite ride liners that were made out of like one-piece plastic rubber, and they took forever to break in. Wow.
Awesome. So yeah, what else have you guys been doing to stay busy? Any good have you guys checked out the new Tiger? Is it Tiger King? Have you guys watched that?
I did watch that, yes.
Chris, you haven't watched Tiger King yet?
No, I have something that I specifically do, which is if something gets like enough of like people talking about it, then I will just avoid it. I don't know why, but if it's a huge thing, like I was into Game of Thrones before it became like super popular. I'd watch it when it came out, and then when everybody was talking about it, I was like, I don't want to have it into it. So that's kind of with the Tiger, whatever. Was it Tiger King?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Chris and I watched the original Total Recall.
Nice.
That's what we did.
Classic.
Yeah. The original Total Recalls. That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched any old school movies, but yeah, there's definitely a list of movies I'd like to go back and rewatch. I rewatched Terminator 2 recently, like maybe a month ago. That's a
fantastic movie. One of my favorite films. Liquid Terminator, the T-1000. Oh my God.
Have you seen this boy?
I love how like brutally violent and like gritty and like 80s it was. And I liked how that was like the era when they sold R-rated movies to kids. So like there were like Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator action figures that they were like selling to like kids who were like 8 years old. Like, hasta la vista, baby, yeah! Yeah, but what a great film, man. Time travel and yeah, like one of the best like CGI for its time.
It also is probably on the list of the handful of films where the sequel is arguably better than the first one.
Yep.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
What else is on that list for the sequel being better? So there's Terminator 2.
Potentially Aliens.
Oh yeah, I like Aliens better than Aliens.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Get away from her,
yep. B. Well, The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah, totally.
Gremlins
2 for sure.
Well, that's
and
like
Short Circuit 2.
Those would be like insider. Those would be like the hardcores maybe, but most people.
Trolls 2. You have to see Trolls 2.
There's not even a Trolls 1.
No,
Back
there
to
is
the
a Trolls
Future
1. But Trolls 2 is the one you want to see.
It's just it's just completely not connected, right?
Beethoven's Second. That one was way better than the first.
Oh
Really?
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Maybe and also Evil Dead 2.
Oh yeah, Evil Dead 2 is totally different than Evil Dead 1. But I still actually like Evil Dead 1 better. It's more of like an art film.
Wow. That's when I was a kid, I could find Evil Dead 2. I remember it was like a thing that I would do with my friends, is like we would try to find the original Evil Dead, but I don't think it wasn't on VHS, at least not in my city growing up.
Oh, Evil Dead 1 is the best. It's like just seeing what they put into that film for the amount of budget that they had, it was like all love, all love went into that film.
Yeah.
I had Evil Dead 1. I kind of forgot which one was which, Evil Dead 1 and 2. I was, a bit younger, more naive. And I had it as a first date movie, the first Evil Dead. And there's a scene in that movie, if you've seen it, which the fact that it went over okay, I was like, okay, this chick's cool.
Okay, cool.
It's a pretty crazy movie.
Definitely they get possessed. He has to like kill people and cut people's. It's a weird movie. They use like hoses like for hydraulics and stuff like that. It was really cool. They had all these like moving hydraulics to film the movie to like make the like zombie corpses flap around and stuff. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, who directed those films? I can't remember who directed them.
Sam Raimi.
Oh,
Sam
yeah,
Raimi.
Sam Raimi, isn't it? Like originally, yeah.
Yeah, he did the Spider-Man movies too, right?
Eventually, yes.
Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. Yeah, that's another good one.
What was the third Evil Dead movie called again?
Chuck Van says right here, Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, yeah.
That was the one that got me into the series because it was like so campy and funny and didn't take itself.
It was so wonky.
Yeah, but I was like 10 watching it, like, oh wow, this is amazing. It's like all the figurines like coming to life, and that little army of like mini hims trying to kill him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's pretty classic. It's like up there. You know what reminds me of that movie too is Willow. Have you guys seen Willow?
Yeah, Willow's ridiculous. That movie's isn't like Tom Cruise in that film?
Val Kilmer.
Oh, Val Kilmer, right. Yeah, it's like totally one of those weird like 80s fantasy films.
Yep. Yeah, a couple. Yeah, those are the days. Those are like the days where, yeah. Well, there's still some good movies come. Any like recent movies that are on that level?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. What am I thinking with Tom Cruise though? What was the Tom Cruise movie that I'm thinking about?
Oh,
Legend.
Legend.
Yeah, where he fights the devil at the end, and like he's got these giant horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie. Remember that one?
Oh, dude, I feel like that's like in a time warp now. Like I saw that so much when I was a kid, and then I feel like it's disappeared from existence, and it exists only in this time frame in my memory.
Yeah, Tom Cruise plays like a weird little like forest elf. Yeah.
He does. Yeah, he plays a forest boy, basically. Nice. And then there's a new Top Gun coming out too. That should be exciting.
Oh yeah, man, I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome.
Think of some new material, Hollywood.
Have you guys gotten into any of the new Netflix shows though? Like I'm watching Better Call Saul. That's a cool one. It kind of shows all the lead up to the Breaking Bad series. So you see
there's like 5 seasons of that now, isn't there?
Yeah, I think it's on the 5th season of Better Call Saul. Yeah. But it shows the background of like how he became a crooked lawyer, about the bald guy, the old bald guy, how he became connected to the Mexican mob. And yeah, all the background to all the characters. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, just anything that you're wondering about, like how did that start in Breaking Bad, it just like fills everything in. So it's a pretty cool one. It's slow though. It's like a slow moving show.
No, I haven't seen it. I got to check it out. I think I watched like the first episode way back in the day when it came out, but
yeah,
I haven't like gotten into the same. Yeah.
And there's a few flashbacks and flash forwards between him and current day being undercover working in a Cinnabon. So that's where
Cinnabon. Perfect.
Like,
does Bryan Cranston make any like guest appearances for the in between time?
Not yet. No, I haven't seen him in the show yet, but who knows?
Just as an extra, like in the background, kind of teaching class or something.
Yeah. But a few people that you forgot were in the Breaking Bad series make appearances in Better Call Saul, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Um,
No, I watched Tiger King or whatever that was with Joe Exotic.
oh
I thought that was
yeah,
pretty good. What do you think? Did that lady kill her ex-husband and feed him to the lions, or was that all just like malarkey?
yeah. I think it's a plausible theory. It sounds like that likely happened, but they just don't have any evidence for it. So I guess without any evidence, she can just go free. But yeah, every character in that show is shady, and I imagine each one of them have committed multiple crimes. So it's like the kind of show where everyone's a bad guy. At first I was like, okay, I'm gonna like this guy or this character, maybe like Joe Exotic, he's not too bad. But then once you see the story unravel,
Yeah, they don't really paint any of them in a good light, do they?
no, everyone's a bad person, everyone's a criminal. Or they may not all be bad people. Like I don't know if they're acting all with like bad intentions, but it seems not too good. So it's made it hard to watch. Actually, I have 2 episodes left. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes, but it's a lot of
Oh, well,
yeah.
you got to finish it. Come on.
I will. It's a lot of them just fighting with each other though, which makes it kind of hard to watch. Just constant. It's like a Jerry Springer fight for like 8 episodes.
Just with tigers in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the washroom.
All right. All right.
Perfect. Just
Yeah.
me and you, Kev. All right, what's going on in the live chat?
Oh yeah, let's check it out. Yeah. Chuck Van's been saying, yeah, Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness is a masterpiece. Definitely.
Nice.
Chris Henrik just came through with a $5 Australian super chat saying #Tiger Fund. Yeah.
Tiger Beer Fund?
Yeah, let's the Tiger Beer. Yeah, is that what you mean, Chris? Tiger Beer? I think yeah, save the Tigers. That's even it's like a tough topic too, because yeah, it's like they're exploiting the tigers, but they're also, I don't know, is it okay to breed tigers for exploitation?
There's more tigers in Texas than in the wilds in Africa, right? Something like that.
Wow. I almost think there should be like a protocol, like, yeah, for every, ship half your tigers to Africa.
Yeah.
Adam wants to know, are you still coming to NZ, Kevin? Looking better here every day with the virus, and Cardrona has quite a bit of snow already compared to last year. Awesome. Yeah. As soon as I get the chance, we'll be booking a flight to New Zealand. Definitely want to get down there and start snowboarding. Chris, we need to get you down to New Zealand, man.
Yeah, bro.
Just sell everything you got and let's go.
Well, they have that the curb, right? Everyone has that the employment assistance funds.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
Shim sham shoom.
Are you getting
Andreas,
that?
I'm glad you turned off your camera when you went to the toilet. That could have been.
Oh yeah, no, killer pro tip there.
You just turned off the camera and you left the mic on, and you're just in the toilet like, for the Lord of mercy.
Oh man, I totally screwed up what I said. Damn. Yeah, just having a meltdown in the washroom.
Yeah, you make another gaffe in a few minutes and you're like, I have to go back to the washroom again. You son of a gun, why did you say that? Oh.
Yeah, it's a Jonah Hill skit from SNL where that happens. Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering, I was like, what's happening here? But yeah, Chris, so you guys getting some assistance from the Corona Fund? Chris, are you getting some?
Not yet, but I'm looking into it. So I mean, The mound's not open. I can obviously put some videos out there, but the views are going to be down. The advertising generally that's getting put in is down. So
yeah, apparently you can just call in. But I had a friend the other day who was on the phone for like 8 hours trying to get through to the government assistance program here in Canada. So And then
Wow.
after that 8 hours, he just didn't get through, and he had to call in the next morning.
Oh God.
Yeah, you definitely you don't want to be using the call-in service. It's not very reliable.
Andreas, are you set at the moment? You got some like assistance during quarantine time? Oh, what was that noise?
Oops, sorry, I lost you there for a second.
Oh, it's all good. We were just talking about like going to New Zealand at some point. Any chance of getting down to New Zealand this summer, Andreas? Or are you gonna like save the money for the winter?
Ooh, I think I'm probably just gonna save my money for the winter at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, we were talking about those stimulus packages or whatever, and yeah, luckily I did get on it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
the
you got
government's- they're
you got
showing out.
legit laid off, right? So
Yeah, no, but there's like two different styles of the program you can get on. You can either get on like regular unemployment, or you can get on like their stimulus checks, which are like $2,000, I think, a month. So it's pretty good. You get $2,000 a month at least in this time where you can't work. So that helps to
yeah,
like at least cover my rent and my groceries.
nice.
But
Yeah.
no, I don't think I'll be making it down to New Zealand in the summer, just because I want to save my money for the winter.
Yeah, perfect. You know what I thought would be could be a cool trip for the three of us or whoever wants to go is head down to the Mervyn factory and do like get a tour or something down there, but also get our hands on all the 2021 Mervyn boards and just be down
Yeah, that'd be
there.
sick.
Be down there and make some content like at the source. You guys be down for that?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be totally down. I have a
But just do
contact through LibTech, so I could ask their rep.
Yeah, let's go.
Mhm.
We should just do a factory tour of the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, what else? Is there any other board factories in the P
There's some smaller ones.
the
Yeah,
PNW?
Wired,
Yeah.
Endeavor.
Endeavor, yep.
But I think
Prior.
Endeavor makes their boards though in China.
All of them. Because I know at least with Wired, they make the cheaper ones in China, and then they make the higher end ones in Vancouver.
Okay, cool.
Then there's High Tide.
Oh, High Tide. Is that in BC as well?
Yeah, High Tide, I think, is in Pemberton.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What about the Elevated Surfcraft? Are they in the PNW? Are they in Oregon or Washington?
I don't know.
There's also Never Summer Boards in Colorado. We could do a road trip.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think it's like a 25-hour drive, but we can pull it off. No.
Hey man, after driving to Ontario for 58 hours through the Canadian route, I can
Wow.
drive anything.
Nice. I want to get over to the Capita mothership as well. That'd be cool to go over to Austria and check out the Capita factory.
Yeah, I hear it's the most ecologically friendly factory on the planet.
Kevin, weren't you talking too about going to Dubai to the indoor ski place there? Because then you could go to the Jones factory. Nidecker factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a possibility. That's we'd need some assistance, I think, for that one though, because that's a long flight. I think that's like 12 hours of flying to get there. But they do have indoor snowboarding in Dubai. So we don't have any connections. We do our friends Yannick and Narav over in London, they've been to the snow center in Dubai. And then we can visit, the Nidecker. So what do they make there in Dubai? So that they make Jones boards.
And yes.
Okay.
One other?
Arbor? Do you guys? Where do they make Arbor?
I'm sure they make more than just those two, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could go to Vermont too. Burton makes some boards in Vermont, right?
Yeah, that'd be a good factory tour. I've been there before.
Oh, you been there?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody has dogs at their job. So you walk in and there's just dogs running around everywhere playing.
Sweet.
Nice.
I'll bring Dot.
Yeah, you can like you go to like someone's desk and like their dog is sleeping under their desk.
I think
And-
instead the dog is like taking messages for them.
Yeah, and like they have a 3 strikes rule where like your dog just can't be caught like fighting another dog.
What happens if it just takes like a dump in their territory?
It's a strike. It's a strike right there.
It's only a strike if you don't clean it up.
Right.
All right. So yeah, back to the chat. Shout out to again everyone that's watching. If you like this video and you want to see us do more, definitely give this video a like. And Chris Henrik. Oh yeah, I already got that one. Hashtag Tiger Fun. But Chris also says hashtag stepping in for the Canadian government fund. Don't spend it all in one place with a $5 Australian super chat. Thanks, Chris.
Nice.
I'll buy these guys a sody pop to split. To share that $5 Australian. And
we'll get all our friends together and get that one sody pop and just pass it around. Which
like doing the long pours though.
we get
Pop.
someone will
That's
like
what
call
they
the
call it here
police
in
like
Canada, right?
there's a bunch of
Pop.
boys passing around a sody pop there, Mr. Policeman. You better go check it out.
I'm gonna drink my pop on my Chesterfield.
And Jose Bautista with the super chat as well. He says the legends.
Jose!
Thanks, Jose.
I was gonna call the podcast Whistler Snowboard Legends, but I thought that maybe that would be over the top. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the idea of being a legend. That's scary.
what are you talking about? You're a legend in your own mind. You're like creating lore about yourself. I
When
can
you
just
think about a legend, it's like something that's like a mystery from long ago that's long forgotten. I don't want to be like dead.
I'm looking forward to your autobiography. When...
He's 32. He's getting
Yeah.
his biography.
It was the bbest of times. It was the worst of times.
Yeah, you're going to be getting sued by Will Smith because, yeah, your autobiography is going to be titled I Am Legend.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like with that pose, like, hands on hips, like looking very visionary.
Fighting zombies and the end of the world.
Yep. Awesome. And Highland Cow wants to know any binding recommendations. Yeah, Andreas, I know you like the now bindings. Chris,
Yeah, I love now bindings.
What do you have to say? Are you going to stick with now bindings, or are you tempted at all to check out some other ones?
I just can't move away from skate technology. So I'm going to just stick to the now bindings. I'm probably going to keep buying the now drive because that's the binding that I've used like 4 or 5 iterations of that binding. And I absolutely love it. It's originally Jeremy Jones pro riding binding. Now Jeremy Jones has his own brand of bindings, but they're also under Nidecker. So the skate technology passes on to the Jones bindings as well as the now bindings.
Oh, really?
Question with the skate technology. So I know Andreas swears by it. He actually, if you guys don't know, he got Kevin bought him from Andreas's recommendation. I bought him too because Andreas won't stop talking about them all the time and how good they are. But Kevin, how much would you say that skate technology makes a difference in your riding that you notice day to day?
Day to day? To be honest, I can't feel it, to be honest with you.
You have to switch back and forth from bindings that have it and then don't have it.
Okay.
And that's how you'll know. Like when I originally used them, I didn't think that I felt it either. And then I switched back to like my Burton cartels. And that's when I realized that I didn't have anywhere near the same range of motion in them. Yeah.
Chris, can you feel it?
I feel like I'm the same as you, but yeah, like the frog getting boiled in the water, like you don't notice when it's that incremental change. So
yeah,
like they said,
we'll have to do a day where we just take out maybe 2 identical boards with yeah, now bindings on one and unions on the other, and just swap back and forth and see if we can feel it.
Yeah, man.
It's all in your mind. It's an
Yeah,
illusion.
bindings do make a huge difference, though.
They do, yeah. I definitely had a day where I was riding in the park with the now drives, and I was like, oh, this will be fine. But they're too aggressive.
They're too stiff.
They're too stiff, too aggressive. Like I was just going from 0 to 100 on my, say, like getting on my toe edge. It was too quick. And then I switched over to the bent metal transfers, which are much softer, and that was a better park binding. But yeah, I'm sure the now park bindings, the softer ones, are good as well. But I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of interested in trying out some union bindings again, just because their straps have changed so much since the last time, just in the last couple of years. So it'd be cool to check out maybe a pair of unions with the new upgraded straps. But yeah, Chris, any on your mind?
No.
What do you have now? You have a pair of unions and a pair now?
Union Force, yeah, and the now drives, and then some old cartels. So, I mean, I know bindings are obviously important, but of the three core things, they were like always just seemed to be the one that I would overlook more than boots and boards. I would always seem to be most focused on those two, and just think like, okay, I'll get a good pair of bindings that are recommended, and I'll be happy with those. So yeah. Historically, I've not given as much love to bindings as maybe I should have, and that's probably come back to bite me in the ass. But as long as I have Andreas by my side to guide me in my decisions, I feel like I'm on the right track.
If you guys had to recommend one piece of equipment that you would tell people to buy first, if they can only buy one thing between boots, board, and binding, what would it be?
Goggles.
Yeah, you gotta look stealthy with your cool goggles, man. I mean, goggles are an utmost thing. You got to be able to see while you're out there. No, yeah, obviously it's boots, man. Boots are the most important. Because like,
it's a trick question.
Yeah, you could have the most expensive snowboard on the market, but if your boots don't work, then you can't ride that board, and it's useless to you. So everything else is useless unless you can stand in your boots and be comfortable in your boots for the whole day.
Yeah, and it's not how much you spend on a pair of boots, because they have different functions. So it really is about which boot fits the best and functions best for what you want to do on the mountain.
Yeah.
So boots all the way, baby. Feet up.
Yeah. Boots, board, and then bindings. Bindings are still like totally important, but a lot of people sort of go to them last. And I mean, you can, because you can make any pair of bindings work. It's just obviously, you know, getting something for the purpose is going to be better. So
yeah, nice. I would go boots, bindings, then board, because just because the experience of riding the now drives on my park board, it totally ruins the park. Like it just made it was like all the qualities of the park board were ruined by the bindings because they were so aggressive.
Well, Kevin, you had that one day at High Cascade where I demoed the Dinosaurs Will Die Andrew Jeeves board.
Oh yeah,
that thing was just a plank. Like it was insane. And I would say the same thing with that. I got on that board and was just like, what is going on? Like this is a board. Like they sell this as a board people want to use. And it was like unbelievable. Wow. And I quickly didn't use that board again. My one and only Dinosaurs Will Die board. So I gotta give them a try. Are they still going?
Oh yeah, they're still making boards.
Yeah.
I feel like
the wizard stick is very popular.
Where do they make their boards?
Oh, that I don't know.
I feel like it's East Coast, but
quick shout out to a few more people on the live chat. We got El Stacker on here telling everyone to smash the like button. Thanks, El Stacker.
Yo,
congrats to El Stacker too on recently being monetized. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
you definitely
congrats, buddy.
I was checking out his live chat yesterday. That was good, man. Glad to hear he's killing it.
Yeah.
And I know he was asking me about being on a live chat, so this is my live chat back to him through your live chat, Kevin. So
nice. Cool. Yeah, let's do a few more questions, and then
I think I'm on like 3% battery, by the way. So
all right, let's do.
Oh wait, I can plug it in because I'm not using my mic.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, what else is going on? So I guess here in Canada, or at least in BC, it's looking promising that we're going to be lifting some of our like.
Don't be optimistic, Kevin.
Recommend. You know what's funny with this whole thing is when the story like changes, like when we were coming back from Japan and we were all wearing like those masks, and I remember people saying like, "Oh, that's those masks are pointless. Why were you even wearing that?" And now it's like everyone's like, "Wear a mask. They work." And I'm like, "That's what I thought," but everyone was like, "Why are you wearing a mask, you idiot?"
I thought the mask only helps to like prevent you from spreading it, but it doesn't prevent you from getting the germs.
What if somebody spits in your face?
Then yes, the mask is totally helpful.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Like, what else? But some people have been saying too, they're like, "Oh, this is gonna last until next January. We're gonna be stuck inside." But I feel like it looks like some signals that it could be 2 more weeks here in BC. I know it's going to be different in different states or countries or provinces, but what do you guys think? In 2 weeks, are we going to be going back to normal?
No.
I don't think that there's like going to be a back to normal. I think that like it's not like social distancing will ever truly go away. I think ultimately they want to develop a vaccine and be like, yeah, people have been vaccinated for it. But even that is difficult because like it mutates over time. So I don't know. But I don't know, man. I think as it gets nicer out and as the weather warms up, it's really hard to force people to stay inside,
Yeah.
That stuff's already happening too. Like I know down in Florida, they opened up the beach, and within 30 minutes, the beach was absolutely packed for what's happening.
Pictures, yeah.
Yeah, so like people were still, social distancing, but they weren't 100 meters apart on the beach. They were literally like 5 meters apart. So yeah, I think like as we're learning more about how, what's going on with it, and we're getting more information on the numbers, at least around here, and you've seen certain spots that people are still being safe, but not to like going extreme. So, they're still going out, but they're, instead of staying locked up in their rooms like all day minus the 30 minutes that they go and sprint up and down the road for their exercise, like people are going out more now. And yeah, you definitely see that in Whistler. There's a lot more people like walking, biking, that type of stuff.
Yeah. And I guess I saw too, the Canadian to the US travel ban is going to continue for another 30 days. I guess it maybe is going to be 25 days now, as a few days ago.
Yeah, so back to normal. Oh, you crazy? 2 weeks?
Well, as long as you're not traveling out of the country. But yeah, I guess we got a little bit of time. But yeah, once that warm weather comes along, do you think that's going to have an effect? Have you guys seen anything? Like, do you think the summer months are going to help to squash the virus and everything?
I think so in general. Like, it's just less likely that you're going to be sick during the summer months, whether that's a flu virus or whether that's coronavirus or whether that's anything that's like virus based. You're less likely to be sick in the summertime because your immune system is typically it's functioning at a higher capacity because it's not stifling off the cold. Here in the wintertime, it's like we're all slightly weakened by the fact that it's very cold outside, so your body has to work harder to like make the energy required to work in the cold versus in the summer, it's a lot easier just in strain on your body. So I don't know. I hope that there's less cases as it gets warmer.
What do you guys think about the Chinese Winter Olympics? If you guys were invited free flight to China for the Winter Olympics, would you guys go?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I probably would.
Wow, I didn't
they're one
expect
of
you
the
to say
first
that.
places to be recovered, right?
Apparently.
I'd be afraid that you turn up at the Winter Olympics and then something happens, like another outbreak of something, and then they just shut it down and you can't leave.
I'm sure,
Yeah, I
Kevin,
guess that
I'd
could
stay
be.
away if I was you, because secretly, well, not secretly, but on Weibo, on the like Chinese social media, you're probably some kind of like superstar without even knowing, and you're gonna get there and you're just gonna have thousands of people just run towards you. So if I was you, I'd
Right.
stay the heck at it.
I just need to bring the bubble.
Yeah, because I mean, if you guys don't know, the YouTube doesn't go to China, and they have Weibo, and so there's apparently, and I'm sure, like loads of videos with Kevin and you know, a lot of the like old Snowboard Pro Camp videos are basically just downloaded.
Apparently Ryan Napton is huge in China.
So there you go. So yeah, you can like, you'd be the secret superstar. You'd be like is it the Searching for Sugar Man? If you guys have seen that. You're the Searching for Sugar Man of Chinese snowboard stardom.
Yeah, I've had a few people tell me that they've seen mass archives of your footage on various like app outlets, I guess. I don't know if it was, what were you saying, Weibo? I don't know if it was Weibo or not.
That's their main kind of YouTube equivalent.
But yeah, they were like, yeah, you should tell Kevin and let him know. And I was like, yeah, I think he does know, but I don't think there's anything he can do about it.
No, yeah, there's nothing you can do. It's like there's no, you can't sue somebody in China. I couldn't, you know, there's
they will literally laugh at you.
Yeah.
That'll be it. They'll just laugh until you leave.
Like I could spend all my time and all my resources tracking down all the Chinese apps and videos, but in the end, there's a billion Chinese people. They're definitely gonna outwork me on the sharing snowboard videos front.
Yeah, and again, with the reference, you don't want to be like the Metallica with Napster. Like,
oh yeah,
just let it do, you know, its thing, and you're still a superstar there. So, I mean, if you go over there, you'll get a lot of like
for you.
A lot of free pats on the back and handshakes and.
Yeah, who was it was Lars, right? Lars led the revolt against Napster. And
yeah, I think it was Lars. That guy's got a bug up his
behind. All right, let's see if we have one more question. Oh, Daniel Z saying he saw some videos on Chinese platform. And I think Daniel Z, he's from China originally, going to school in Ottawa, I believe. So
speaking of too, I know I get messages about this still, and I'm sure you know about it, but there's been an ongoing thing on Instagram with companies selling impact shorts, the padded shorts you wear for like, you know, around your waist to stop impacts if you fall in the park or on hard snow and ice. And they all have footage of me, like from my old videos of Snowboard Pro Camp videos. And they're like, dude, you're in all of these adverts. Like it's about 5 or 6 a year that pop up. And sometimes I just message them like just something silly, like I'm gonna get my my international team of lawyers to contact you as soon as possible and send you. And I know nothing's gonna happen. Like, dude, the same thing. These guys are just laughing at you when they get those emails. So I might as well write them a little joke.
Yeah, because they're like probably not even out of like a proper company somewhere. They're just like working out of, you know, someone's garage or something.
Yeah, and they probably like they can just change the dress and like just move.
Yeah, it's like a fold up operation. They just like release the tent and it falls to the ground.
Yeah. Well, my thing too is as long as these videos aren't getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views, as long as, if somebody steals some video or some photos and makes some kind of Instagram commercial, as long as it's only getting like, if it gets 20 views or, 15 likes, then nobody's seeing that anyway, really. Do you remember how many people have seen your butt short protector video?
I think there'd be like a couple hundred comments in the ad.
As long as they're all SPC viewer comments, it's all good.
Yeah, there'd be some people that are like, at somebody else. Well, you should try these, and I could have used those last year, and then there'll be like 10 or so. Hey, wait, isn't this Kevin and Chris from Snowboard Pro Camp? So yeah, people are on it, and I know people message him, but it's a lost cause, and I guess as long as it doesn't portray me as too much of a doofus, any publicity is good publicity. So
oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah, when we do go to China someday, we'll be able to maybe it'll open some doors, having the exposure, all the free exposure that has been going on, but maybe it'll
the new Mr. Sparkle.
Yeah, well,
that was Japan.
I know it was Japan.
But
funny.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It must feel good to like, if you were popular in China and you were like a thing there, it would feel great to know that like you were popular in China. Like if you were a musician and you had like a #1 hit and then it got played in China, but you never made any money off of it, you'd still be stoked that like people were hearing your song in China.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What about when they start making shrines out of you? There's got to be a limit, or like you find they're selling like little statuettes of you, or have like a full-size statue at the bottom of one of the ski runs, and it's just you with the giant goggles, like looking out across some snow or something. But you become like a minor deity in their culture. That could become like a little bit weird.
I feel like Ryan Napton probably already is. I feel like when we go over there, I want to bring Ryan Napton to China, because it's like his personality is going to like totally conflict with the scenario he finds himself in, with, like 1,000 Chinese people coming up to meet him, speaking Mandarin, and Ryan Napton.
Sounds like a sponsored mini web series right there.
Yeah, we should, that'd be a cool actually video series documenting Ryan Napton's journey through China.
Does Ryan know about this, or?
He doesn't know, but I'm going to contact him at some point to propose this idea.
Yeah, you'd have to find some resorts that have the same type of grooming quality that he's used to he's from Breckenridge, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll be the tester. He'll be the like, all the groomers will be up all night the night before, just like sweating and biting their fingernails, knowing that Ryan is going to be showing up at 7 a.m. to ride their groomed runs.
The god of carving is coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And one last thing I wanted to ask you guys, any color choice for the 2021 season for your outerwear?
I want blue and orange.
You can't call two colors.
Oh.
You're not going to do the one solid color. You're going to do blue and orange.
Yeah, I don't know if I could ever pull off a solid color.
Okay.
Well, that's what everybody thinks until they do it. So I think Andreas, dude, you could pull it off for sure. But I'm going with like a bright green, real green one.
Nice. I can see like all bright green, and then everything else is just blacked out, something like that.
Yeah, dog.
I wouldn't mind getting something with black knee patches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like yellow with black knee patches. That would be cool.
Get your mom to sew those on for you.
Yeah.
Big elbow patches too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And a big black, big black behind patch.
Yeah, man. Or like in Ryan Napton's case, those like plastic arm sleeves.
Oh yes. Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
really that you'd be looking like a Tron character.
Yeah, man. Those things are sick.
I like it. Might as well. Yeah, and like the big black cuffs around the boots as well to protect the bottom from getting frayed.
I like that look.
All right, sweet. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, we've been on here chatting with you guys for almost an hour and a half. But yeah, quick
I'm hungry.
Yeah, quick shout out to everyone for tuning in for the live stream. Thanks. Let's give a quick shout out to the few super chat people. Jonathan Nichols, who mentioned Andreas, your uncle's board shop, Gates and Boards.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, El Stacker, Chuck Van for tuning in, Daniel Cummins, Cyper X, Carrie Pierce, In Motion, SLB. Yeah, Tim Lee for the super chat, and Chris Henrik, Jose Bautista. And yeah, if you guys haven't yet, there are links to Chris and Andreas's YouTube channels in the description as well. So go check out Chris and Andreas's YouTube channel.
I'm actually working on a video, believe it or not.
Oh, really? What's your next video?
It's some found footage material of some snowboarders that had some crazy zombie adventures up in the mountains. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
What? Crazy zombie adventures?
Check it out.
What?
I'm so scared right now.
Oh my gosh. I thought you meant like you found some old footage, but it's like found footage video.
Yeah, no, that was actually like, I was trying to think of a reason why I could explain that I've not put out a video in like 6 weeks. And so I was like, oh yeah, you do it like a found footage. So like these 3 snowboarders went out into Kybers and we found this tape.
Cool.
Nice.
I like
Am I in it?
Yeah, it's me, you, and Leo on that Kybers day. It was like the 3 days before they shut the mountain down fully. So I think it was filmed on like March like 13th or something.
March 12th, because I am also working on that video. Dun 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 dun.
Andreas, that's your next video as well?
That's my next video as well. In fact, I'm probably going to hit publish on it within the next half an hour.
Oh,
I was just writing up the description.
Wow.
Yeah, I made the thumbnail, I put in the tags, and I was just finishing the description. So that'll be out this evening. Why? When's yours going to be out?
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. I want to watch it.
Good. Yeah, no, it's like it's much longer. So I'm trying to figure out whether to keep it long and put music in, or anyway, I'll figure it out.
You know how I feel. Keep it long. Let that video run. Put that sound in. Just let people enjoy it.
10 minutes and 10 seconds. It's a magic number.
It's actually about 18 minutes at the moment.
I go for the old 39 minutes.
That's too long. This is YouTube, not the podcast network.
Yeah,
but that way people can just like put it on and like relax and listen to the chill music and like go and do dishes or work on their laundry and sort of like watch me snowboarding in the background.
Nice. I love it. Well,
Kevin, I'm waiting for that 24-hour live chat from you.
Oh, should we do this? Well, I need to get a more comfortable chair because my back is hurting after an hour and a half. So let's get some.
I think if it's 24-hour, you should probably do it on the toilet and just stay there.
Yeah, no one can see our lower halves. For all we know, for all they know, you're already on the toilet.
So we'll just get a one of those mini fridges, a mini fridge on one side and roll of toilet paper on the other.
It'll be like one of those lazy boys that they talk about that they never made, where it's got a toilet underneath it with a mini fridge on the side. Never have to leave ever.
Nice. Well, yeah, with your computer and with your phone, Wi-Fi, you're set.
You spiral down to madness while trying to live stream while doing all sorts of disgusting things.
Nice.
Perfect quarantine chair.
The quarantine chair. Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll let you guys get out of here. It was awesome talking to you guys. Again, check out Andreas and Chris's channels linked in the description. And yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe as well. But yeah, big shout out to everyone for hanging out in the live chat. Thanks for all your questions and comments, and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gav. See you later, guys.
Thanks,
You
guys.
just think you're boring.
Later.
Bye.